When I started out in my career many moons ago, I remember reading a story and talking to our leadership in the YMCA actually at the time around the ice parable, a real life story. So I wanted to share that with you. And the gist of it is in the early 1900s, companies used to take chunks of ice out of the lakes and deliver it at homes. Well, we know that all went out of business when companies began to make ice in factories, and then they would deliver it at home. And we know that went out of business when companies invented refrigeration, and then we had refrigerators and so on and so forth. Well, every one of those companies that was, whether they were taken out of the lake, taken out of the factory, moved to refrigeration, they all went out of business. Tom Peters, who's a great author from several years ago, I always liked his work, he says, there's only the quick and the dead. And that applies more today than any other time. There's an author called named Ray Kurzweil, who says that technology is accelerating at the fastest pace in history. So basically, we all have to be aware of what's happening. Think about shopping malls and how they've changed. We're in the Atlanta area, so we see Avalon, right, and how that looks different than other companies. When you think about companies that you can order food from, for example, versus having to go pick it up, and how that's changing in terms of how people are thinking about ordering their food. I know my kids, and I'm sure their kids, will always have more and more thinking about, well, I don't need to go in a store. I can just order from home. So how does that change industry? The point of the matter is that whatever business we're in, we all have to be aware that things are happening fast. And I think that I would challenge all of you and challenge myself that we have to be really aware of what's happening in our surroundings and continue to ask the question, how do we prepare for the next change so that our business continues to grow and we don't get caught up in the ice parable, for what it's worth?